Hello, and welcome back to the Up All Night podcast, to the second episode. This is totally the first try that we've had
Yeah.
at recording the second
we've
episode.
definitely not been doing this for what is it, 5-10 minutes?
Yeah, we spent literally I don't know, quite a few, 5 or 6, 7, 8 tries trying to get the opening right. We got a couple minutes into it, and then we were like, nah, we got to scrap that, because there was we got to a certain point where it was just sort of dead air and awkward silence, and we were
but that's definitely not going to happen this time. So
yeah,
this is the one.
I feel
if you're listening to this one, then well, that is the one.
Yeah, if you are listening to it,
if it's not the one, right? Oh, yeah, we need to stop talking at the same time.
Yeah, I know, that's a big thing.
The thing is, though, this recording, if it's not the one that you hear, then it will never be heard.
Yeah.
And the only people that will hear it is us two.
Yeah, in the moment. It's like a special little moment we're sharing.
Oh, yeah, I'm stretching out my back, so...
Oh, man. I don't know why, I'm irrationally more nervous than than I was when I was recording the first one.
Because I think it's because we have an idea of what to kind of I don't know, we have an idea of what to expect in a way that is from the other side from behind the curtain.
I was going to say, when we were doing it the first time, we had no expectations. Not that nobody, well, there's a good segue onto the first thing I kind of want to talk about is, first of all, thanks for everybody who listened to the first episode of the podcast. It's very nice of you. I got a lot of very nice... Did you just drop something?
Yeah, I picked up my glass of water and then the coaster got a bit too...
Suction to the bottom of the glass?
Attached.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You made me want to have a drink just then. Oh, man. I feel so dehydrated.
Anyway, well, you made it this far.
Yeah.
You made it this far. The viewers... I mean, I'm not talking to you, Dex. I'm talking to the viewers right now.
Yeah, you made it this far
into episode 2. That's pretty good because we are extremely unprofessional and bad.
Well, we're pretty good at putting a nice level of polish on stuff, but do not think that we are in any way good at what we're doing.
Yeah. It's all style and no substance.
Yeah, we're completely winging it. Oh, man.
Anyway, what did you want to talk about, man?
Oh, yeah. I'll say it again. Thanks to everyone who listened to the first episode of the podcast. I got a lot of nice messages from people saying...
I got one nice message, but
wow,
you just continue.
I got quite a few, and it was really nice. I will be honest, it was quite overwhelming. People saying dude, this is really cool, and I was like, wow, thank you. I didn't know really what to say, to be honest, because this is the first one, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't think that there wasn't that many people. We have the statistics for listeners, because we got the what's it called? Well, the numbers came in, on the website, the distribution website which we use, which is Anchor FM. If you want to start a podcast, I gave somebody this advice earlier today. They said that they wanted to start a podcast, and I said, if you want to start one, use Anchor, because that's what we're using. And I can see the statistics of I've shown Harvey this, of course, but I've seen the statistics of how many people listened and stuff like that, and it was way more than I thought. I did not expect that many people to just give it a listen.
Yeah, the more that I think about it as well, even as you're explaining that, the more that I kind of think, because we had 30 people in a couple of days.
Yeah, basically.
That's not that's not a flex.
Yeah. What was that?
That was the wind. Could you hear that?
Yeah.
The wind outside of my window is about to pull off the roof of my house.
Pretty
but anyway,
windy
what I was going to say, that's a lot of listens for a podcast, especially the first one.
Yeah, especially for we have no pre-established fan base, like I said last episode. We don't do anything where we already have an audience. So the fact that that many people, I know it's not a lot, 30 people. I know it's not a lot, but goddamn, that's way more than I thought. I thought we'd get maybe 5 tops. But 30, that's amazing.
Thanks for the wholesome listen.
Yeah, thanks for the wholesome support. Thanks.
Even if you just mute, if you play it.
Yeah, even if you press play, and then you forgot about it because your volume was so low and you didn't actually listen to it. Even if you did that, thank you.
Yeah, you're a substantial part of our, audience, fan base.
My ego growing.
Yeah, the growth of our...
I was going to say as well,
egos.
I'm trying not to let that get to my head, which is really funny because it's like it's not like a massive achievement, like to have like 30 people listen to your podcast, but it's still really, for me, it's like, wow, fucking hell, people are listening to like the stuff we're making. So I'm trying not to let that get to our heads.
It'll get to our heads, definitely. Anyway,
yeah, I'm gonna let the fame change me, and I'll become a real douchebag.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, let's move on. We thanked the people, right?
Yeah. Thank you once again.
The anecdote about, YouTube. Let's talk about that.
Fuck.
You talk about that.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. All right, so actually, this is kind of related to like what we were just talking about. I had a couple people sort of pop up to me, and say like, "Oh, I wanted to listen to it, but like I don't have Spotify or stuff like that." Like, basically, this is a way of me saying like, we are, or at least I was working on a YouTube version, an upload for YouTube that, before anyone gets your hopes up, it doesn't have cameras or visuals, because we don't have cameras. Like, we do want to, like as I said last episode, we do want to eventually do that, but for the minute we're just going with audio. But yeah, I was working on the YouTube upload, which, goddamn, was a lot more work than I thought it would be. I feel so like this
isn't YouTube like way bad at kind of not optimization, or maybe it is optimization.
Well, it's not even like YouTube's fault in like for this whole anecdote, really. Like, most of it was like After Effects, really, which is like me just being stupid. Yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about, the whole After Effects.
Okay, the whole thing. Yeah, okay,
go
on.
So, this is a stupid tangent. I feel so unnecessarily tense. I know I already said this. I feel so unnecessarily nervous. It's stupid.
It's alright, mate.
Anyway, I have to address that. Like we were talking about last episode, where if you just address it, it's like immediately like, it just makes me feel less tense. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole fucking rendering thing, Jesus Christ. So, to kind of explain, we wanted to make a version of the episodes to put on YouTube, so that we have like, if you don't have Spotify, or if you just want to listen to it on YouTube, then and we also just kind of want to grow a YouTube channel, so we wanted to upload the episode and future episodes to YouTube. And we wanted it to have some sort of like, to have something
aesthetic.
Yeah, like we didn't want it to just be like a static image or anything. So we talked for a while. I mean, originally we wanted to have like the like waveform visualizers for like both of our individual voices, and we were gonna do that for a while. And it sounded like a really cool idea. But we sort of ultimately decided that was like too much work, and we just settled for like one visualizer for like all of both our voices, instead of them being independent. And so I had to like research how to do that on After Effects, and then I figured it out. It wasn't that hard for me to do that, but the hard bit and the most, oh my god, it was so much fucking like,
I remember it, dude. You were like, what did it originally say for the rendering time? Was it like 7 days or
like when I first, so I managed to figure out how to do that waveform thing, and then what was my cat doing? Oh, okay. My room just got really, this is another stupid tangent, but my cat just walked in front of my lamp, and my whole room got really dark for a second. That was really weird.
That's extremely discerning.
Yeah, it was disorienting. Jesus Christ, get back on topic, man. Sorry, listeners who just want to hear about this fucking story, but we keep going off topic. Yeah, so
you got the visualizer.
Yeah, I got the visualizer done.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting me back on track. I got the visualizer done, and I was like, okay, time to render. So I didn't do any research in like how to like best render it. So I just sort of like clicked around to like try and find like, it was like, just render it in After Effects. So I was like, fuck it, yeah. So
tell them how long.
Yeah, so at first it was like a week, right? And then it started dropping, and I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking high. but it started dropping, and then it got to like 2 days, and I was like, it's got to drop to like less than 2 days, right? No. Okay. Fuck. It took 2 fucking days to render that 1 hour of audio and footage, and the footage wasn't even that much. Footage. It was like just the visualizer and like our album cover art. Yeah. So it took literally 2 days of pushing my PC to like its absolute, like just pushing it as like hard as it could go. I was opening it up like Task Manager. Jesus Christ. It was like the memory usage was like right at the top, right where like there was no spare memory. Like my computer was pulling out all the stops for this. For 2 days straight, I was pushing my computer to the brink, right, rendering this fucking,
be unhealthy,
like,
man.
Yeah,
I saw that RAM usage.
Yeah, honestly, fuck. I need to get a new, like, just a RAM upgrade. Jesus Christ. Anyway, though, right, you might be thinking like, oh, right, after that 2 days though, it must have been worth it. No, right? Fuck.
Tell them how big the file is, man. Yeah. Just tell them. Just
fucking tell them. Yeah, so afterwards, like, it got done, and it took me like fucking almost like 45 minutes to like almost like, it was like waking a person up who was in shock. Like, I'm trying to like use my computer, and it's like, where am I? What's happening?
Wait, what took 45 minutes?
Like, just after it was done, like, my computer was just basically like kind of frozen for like 45 minutes while I just tried to like try and find the file and play the file. And during that time, I managed to get to the file. It was lagging like crazy. Managed to get to the file, and I tried to play it. And so the file, I don't expect all of the audience members to understand this, but the file was it an AVI? I think it was AVI.
Yeah.
.avi file.
Yeah.
And that was the only option available in After Effects. And so I just realized how fucking boring this is to somebody who doesn't know all this technical jargon.
It's about to get interesting though, don't you worry.
Yeah, but I mean, what if they don't know what the fucking what a terabyte is? Jeez. Yeah. Anyway, fucking bit of a spoiler though.
Fuck yeah. You spoiled it.
The anyway, AVI file, right? Apparently, AVI files get massive, right? And so I was rendering this whole 1 hour's long length of footage onto my external hard drive, which has like, is it like 3 terabytes? And
something like that.
I checked the fucking storage of it after it was done, and like there was like what, like 15 to 20% of the storage left, and I was like, what? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, how big is this file? And I checked the file, and it's like over 2.5 fucking terabytes. Terabytes of fucking just like an hour's long worth of like footage and audio. If you don't know what that means, right? The regular file size for that, which after we got this sorted, which it's got sorted now, and I'm trying to upload it to YouTube, which is a whole other fucking thing, is like 5 gigabytes. And
5 gigs, yeah.
5 gigs.
1 terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes. Right?
Yeah.
So 2.5. That's like, you know.
Dude, my PC
gigs.
like base storage is 2 terabytes.
I don't even know if I have that. I think I might, but that's
why I use my external hard drive, because it has so much space. Excuse me, I just burped.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
So that whole fucking thing. So I wasted 2 days pushing my computer to the brink, basically torturing it that whole time, and being like, just render this fucking thing for me.
God.
When it was done, I tried to open it, and it just didn't play. You might have been thinking like, oh, it might be 2 terabytes. You can convert the file, right? No, it did not play.
There was no option. You looked for, well, we both did. We both looked for like file conversion, and each one was like,
yeah, it had like a gigabyte limit.
Oh, there's a limit. Like there's 5 gigs.
Like 1 gigabyte. The highest one was 5 gigabytes, and I was like, that's not gonna cut it.
Yeah, we've got like 2,500 gigabytes.
Yeah, fuck. So, yeah, that's a long-winded little anecdote to try and basically just say, I'm trying to put a lot of work into this one first episode of the podcast.
Oh, also
on YouTube.
To plug the YouTube, yeah.
Oh yeah, the YouTube. We have a YouTube channel now. Let me just pull up the name. It's just the Up All Night Podcast. I would not be surprised if you can't find it, because we got no fucking videos at the moment.
Yeah, it's a baby.
Yeah, you can recognize it from the profile picture if you can find it.
Yeah.
It's just
What else have we
the
got?
cover
We've
art.
got Twitter.
Yeah, we got a Twitter,
Instagram.
we got an Instagram. The Twitter is, what is it? It is at the UAN podcast.
Yeah, you do, whatever.
Yeah, because we couldn't have an at like as the full name.
Yeah.
The
exactly.
Instagram. What's the Instagram? I think
That's
it's
just the Up All Night podcast.
Yeah, it's just the Up All Night podcast. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Whatever. We'll like get a link tree, or maybe not a link tree.
Yeah,
but
something like
we'll
that
just
where you
link
can
them
find
all
all of our shit in one place.
Yeah.
We're trying not to
Getting the shit
talk over
together
each
and
other,
put
by
it,
the way, but I feel like we're doing it a lot.
Yeah, we're doing it a lot.
It's
We
quite
are.
hard because Discord has a sort of delay to it where, like, in real life, like, if you want to fucking understand how we're sort of recording this, we've both got Audacity open. We synchronize the time of recording, like, to a certain time on, like, the 24-hour clock, and we just hit record at the same time. So I don't know if that's actually necessary, but it saves the time of, like, trying to align them if they're, like, close enough, you know. There's probably a fucking easier way to do it, but we're stupid. Go on.
Yeah, if you have any advice about that, like if any of the listeners know any, because I know in real life, like what you do is you clap and then the audio
clapping thing.
Yeah, but we can't do that because we're obviously not in person. So
yeah, we have two different microphones that are recording in two different places because we're doing this over Discord. Because Discord has like a delay to it, like if I say something, Harvey is gonna hear it. It like.
Yeah, it's like a 1 second delay. Yeah,
I don't know. It's just kind of fucking confusing, and I'm confused by it. Maybe it's not actually that confusing, and I'm just stupid and I haven't thought about it long enough. There's probably a way that is like a really easy solution.
We should look up. We should look it up. That's what I meant.
Yeah, we should do our research before we start complaining about it on the actual podcast.
Anyway, enough meta.
Yeah, enough meta chatter about the podcast because you're probably fed up. Hearing about us talk about the podcast we're on.
Yeah, anyway, what I want to talk about, which
is
not about the podcast, is Attack on Titan.
Oh, God,
and,
yes.
A lot of people will be like, what is that? A lot of people will be like, yeah, I know what this is.
Yeah.
And what it is, right, it's an anime. Don't worry. It's not, it's not
It's a very Western anime. Like, I know that the original is in Japanese, but it's a very, like, if you haven't watched it, I will suggest watching it just because... As of right now, as of the time of recording, we are nearing like the series conclusion. Like we're coming towards
the final
we're in the
season
final season right now. The manga, which is like the source material, if you don't know what that means, I'm sure
that's
most
the book
people
version.
know. Yeah,
book version of the anime. Yeah,
I feel like it's good to inform people who just don't who might not know, but I'm assuming most people know. The manga is like 2 chapters away from completion.
Is it 2? I thought it was like 3 or 4.
I think it's 2.
That's depressing.
Because
No, I think it's 3. I think it's 3 because the last one was 1 through 6.
Yeah. No, I think it is 3. You might be right there.
Yeah, and the creator wants to. Well, we won't spoil anything.
That's
but basically,
like to explain that we would have to spoil it. Like.
Well, basically, the creator wants to end it on chapter 139.
Yeah, for like reasons relating to the story, which is cool.
Yeah,
if you understand. If there are probably going to be some people watching, especially a potential guest we want to have on in the future, which is another thing we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec.
Yeah. But yeah, if you don't know, it's going to sound like a bunch of just like weird shit. But damn, we both really love Attack on Titan just as a whole series because oh man, watching it as it was coming out it's just such a brilliant experience because I remember even when we were waiting for season 3 and it was I
remember waiting for season 2, man.
Yeah, like dude, I remember
season 1.
It's hazy for me, but I do sort of remember around that time as the seasons started coming out, I started like really getting into it and being like, damn, I'm really invested in where this story goes. I really wanted to feel the payoffs, and you are feeling them right now. It's great.
Yeah,
it's a really great series, and if you haven't watched it, you can watch it on Crunchyroll and Funimation. Right now, they took season 1 off of Netflix, which is a real bummer. But my mum, Harvey knows this. I think it's fucking hilarious. My mum, who's like a 40-year-old Asian woman.
Yeah.
Sorry, mum, if you're listening. She I started watching it in front of her, and then she just started watching it. Like, I came down one day to like the living room, and she was just watching it on her own. And I just thought that was hilarious.
She watched it so much that as I was watching season 4, she overtook me.
Yeah.
And finished like the latest released episode before me.
She got to the point where
I just feel like a fake fan.
Oh, go on,
No, don't worry.
I didn't hear that because Discord like glitched out. Like there's gonna be points where I won't even hear what you say, but your microphone will obviously pick it up. Anyway,
the viewers know what's going on, but the viewers can hear everything and we don't hear anything.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of lost my train of thought there. Anyway, if you haven't watched it, fucking watch it, because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just watch Attack on Titan. It's on whatever.
It's on Crunchyroll. It's on Funimation.
The point is, right. The point I was going to say was like the manga. I mean, we already kind of talked about that. Like how there's like 3 chapters left, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like mid chaos at the moment. Like there's no, like, obviously you can end it at whatever point without a conclusion, but we both feel like it's the creator. He needs to like end it
like,
there.
We like, I'm thinking like you've got quite like there's not a lot of time left to squeeze in like all of like the payoffs. Like he's done an amazing job so far at like setting up stuff in season 1, the basement thing, which it had in season 1. If I'm not going to say more than that, because if you haven't seen it, I would hate to spoil it for you, because if somebody spoiled something for me on Attack on Titan, I would just hate that person immediately. But I would just say the basement thing was set up in season 1 and was paid off in later seasons, and wow,
season 3,
god damn, what a payoff. It was amazing. And so now we're just sort of thinking like, damn, there's like not a lot of room left. Like, you're trying to squeeze a lot of stuff into like 3 chapters left in the manga, and the manga's not even done yet, and the anime is airing currently. It's crazy.
That is really weird, actually.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it?
It's like riding a railway track on a train the railway track hasn't even been finished yet. Like, that's really weird to think about.
We don't want to talk too much about Attack on Titan, but we can, because we both crazy about it. But if you're done with everything you wanted to talk about for now on this episode, I want to talk about...
I can't remember.
I can't remember anything else that I wanted to say. But I do know we said earlier about guests. And we do plan to have guests in the future. And we already have we have a couple sort of not official, but sort of we've talked to these people and been like, would you wanna if the opportunity arose, and sort of if the opportunity arises, and
if it
and
wait, did they say yes? Yeah, they probably did.
I've got this sort of plan. We've came up with this thing we were talking about today about around the time when the final episode of Attack on Titan airs and the series is done, we want to do an Attack on Titan sort of special episode of the podcast where we've got a guest in mind. Excuse me.
Yeah. But we won't say their name because
we haven't confirmed with them. We haven't it's really like what's it called? A casual arrangement sort of thing, where we just sort of mentioned it offhandedly. But yeah, we've got a guest in mind for the episode. They will know who they are if they're listening to this, and we just kind of want to do a whole Attack on Titan episode, not an Attack on Titan episode, an episode of the Up All Night podcast, but where we talk about basically the whole thing, which if you don't watch Attack on Titan and you couldn't care less, will be very boring for you, but this is our podcast. We're going to do what we want.
Lol, sorry.
Sorry.
Not sorry.
Sorry. I apologise.
We are actually very sorry.
And it's quite windy here too as well. I've just heard that. Sorry if you can hear my
we couldn't. Oh, well, I couldn't hear that. I don't know if the audience could hear that.
Maybe. But yeah, we want to do an Attack on Titan episode with a guest, and we just want to talk about our favorite moments, all of our what we love about it, what we hate about it, the whole switch of animation studios is a big thing that we won't go into
yeah.
now, but
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
yeah, we've had some heated conversations about that.
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
it's a lot, which is why we want to save it for a big old episode, a big themed episode, which is, you know, the first sort of like themed episode that sort of come to mind, which I'm quite excited to do, which sounds quite fun, you know.
Yeah,
I'm perfect
kind of
so
like
much.
that kind of makes me think actually about the future, like just having guests from all walks of life. Like, imagine that if we have like
Yeah.
eventually our own kind of studio, or at least room that we record in.
Yeah, that's, you know,
We can
a
just,
lot
like,
down
have
the
people
line,
on
but
and
you know,
stuff.
it's nice to dream.
I mean, yeah, exactly. What was I about to say? I was literally about to say something.
The next thing on the notes.
Yes, let's look at the no, actually,
Yeah.
before we do
Go
that,
on. Yeah, go on.
related kind of to Attack on Titan, because Attack on Titan is an anime.
Yeah, go on.
There's another anime that I just fucking binge watched.
Oh,
like,
The
I
Promised
speedran
Neverland.
that shit. Yeah, it's called The Promised Neverland,
Yeah.
and it finally, crept its way onto Funimation.
It's coming to
which
Netflix.
We have. Is it? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you told me
yeah.
about that. Yeah,
I got a
literally.
notification on my phone that was like a couple 120 something things coming to Netflix, including The
That's
Promised
a lot.
Neverland. Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, it's absolutely, like, it's literally a masterpiece. Like, Dexter hasn't watched it yet at the time of recording, but
I do need to
you
watch
should, dude. Like, it's so.
it. But you
It's
told me
really
that
good.
the second
It's
season.
creepy, and it's like beautiful in a way. Like, but I'll just give a brief,
That is
kind of
really like
summary.
what I love about Attack on Titan. Sorry, just to I'll squeeze this in so that you can talk
Yeah.
about what you were gonna say. But Attack on Titan, see, this is like we could talk about Attack on Titan for fucking ages. Attack on Titan, the world of Attack on Titan is just such a beautiful, horrific world. I think that's like I'm paraphrasing
Yeah.
the way that Hajime Isayama, who's the creator and like writer, and he does a lot of the like hand drawing in the manga, I believe.
Yeah.
That's the like paraphrasing the way that he sort of described his own creation. It's a horrific, beautiful world, and it is amazing. It's honestly a masterpiece, which is why I'm so invested in it and why I really want the ending to be worth it. Like, I really don't want it to be like a Game of
Yeah.
Thrones type situation, because another thing is that once I heard Game of Thrones had a shit ending, I was like, well, fuck, I'm not gonna watch it then. Like, I can't watch Game of Thrones now because I know that it's gonna end shit. I can't enjoy it if I know that it's gonna have a bad ending.
Yeah, because
And
then you
if
know
I
how
if
it's
I
just gonna end.
Yeah,
whilst
exactly.
Whilst you're watching it, I mean.
I know I'm gonna feel unsatisfied, and I want Attack on Titan to be something that I can show people and recommend to people for like years after it's done, because I do
Yeah.
love this show so much, and it's had so much heart and personality, and it's just great. Sorry, that was a long tangent. What were you gonna say?
Well, no, it's definitely like that's all true.
Mm.
Anyway, what I was gonna say about Promised Neverland was like, it's less realistic than like Attack on Titan because it involves demons, which it sounds a bit weird at the start.
So does
but-
Demon Slayer, which I've been sort of
yeah.
watching, which is beautiful as well.
That's got a beautiful
Sorry, I
animation.
interrupted again. Go on.
Yeah, you're really good at interrupting, lol.
I'm really great at it.
No, anyway, so the Promised Neverland, right? The basic
Yeah.
premise. There's like 3 main characters and they're like kids,
Mm.
but they're really mature and like quite clever actually, and they're all like in an orphanage, and it's just so like simultaneously like beautiful and corrupt because essentially the orphanage is actually like a farm for human beings, and then the
Wow.
kids get sold off. Whilst that sounded so sarcastic.
I know it did. I was about to say that. I was literally about
Yeah.
to say how sarcastic it sounded. I apologize.
That's all right.
That was a genuine wow though. Like, damn.
Damn, bro, that was like a
No,
reflection
I
of your
do
inner
feel like I
spirit.
need to watch it.
No, yeah, because the kids, they get sold off at like age 10 or 12 to demons to be eaten and shit, and it's like,
Jesus.
but that's not even given that much kind of. You don't really
when
see
it's one
it
of those
because
things
that's not
like
the
in
point.
the world,
Yeah,
it's like I hate to circle back to Attack on Titan, but like in Attack on Titan,
too many times now.
the
Yeah, go on.
Titans are just sort of this thing that is part of their world. It's like a normal thing that like the entire populace knows about. So it's not treated as this. Obviously, there are like secrets to the Titans, which if you're watching from season 1, there's a lot of questions about the Titans that you just want to know, and over time they get answered. It's amazing. But it's like the way that that sort of world building thing is amazing, where it's like if you can create a world that feels alive and rich and that has its sort of like own like little details and I don't know how to explain it, to word it right now.
I will explain it because I was about to explain it after you finish what you were about to say. Like, I think not just anime, but especially anime, because anime is like more unrealistic, which is great, but it's also like, it's just a different thing to TV shows or films, really.
Yeah, it's a different medium, so it's hard to compare.
But exactly, yeah. But the thing about great anime or TV shows or even films, like, even if they're sci-fi or whatever,
yeah,
they're not rooted in reality, because if they're sci-fi, then it's like they're not in reality. But again, to absolutely circle back to Attack on Titan, like, it's obviously a different world. Like, Titans exist, which are, by the way, like massive humanoid creatures. And
if you didn't know what Titans were.
Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the point is, like,
just watch the show.
Sci-fi. Yeah, watch the show. It's a sci-fi, right? But
yeah,
it's so realistic, and everything that happens, you can absolutely see. It's like if reality was given a thing.
Where it's like, it's really good at... Yeah, you don't even think about, wow, this is a really crazy thing, but like, it's really easy to like assimilate into that universe in your own head. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah, because the people are so human, and the kind of just everything, the economy, every little thing that you could think about, like, oh, how do horses get over the wall, for example, like that.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, if you haven't seen it, then you don't know what I mean. But if you have, then
it's not really a big spoiler, but it's like,
it's not a spoiler at all. But it's just a wall, and it's like they don't even explain it in the show. But at one point,
it's just a thing in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's in the background.
It's that sort of world building thing that's like just such a subtle detail to put in, and it's just like it just makes the world feel alive and rich. It's
exactly
great.
Yeah. It's just like getting lost in that world.
Oh yeah, man, I could get lost in the world of Attack on Titan.
Yeah, plug yourself into the Matrix and believe that you're just in that world like that.
Yeah,
I'm doing that next.
Man, oh god, I love the world of Attack on Titan.
When AI takes over, like, and they give us computers just to feel satisfied because they'll work that out. I'm doing that shit like immediately. Like, I'm plugging myself into the Matrix.
Yeah. So you can just live like a utopian life.
Yeah,
like in paradise, or. No, I can't say that. I don't want to spoil Attack on Titan.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Let's absolutely forget about Attack on Titan.
Yeah, let's move on from Attack on Titan now, because if we're going to do an episode on it, well, we don't want to talk too much about it and then run out of content to talk about in that episode. We were talking about guests before. I'm looking at my notes right now.
Yeah.
We've written notes in like our Discord chat that we're just I'm just looking at.
It's extremely unorganized.
Yeah,
like,
we kind of
there.
Yeah, we got to circle back around to the thing we were talking about before. We were talking about guests before, about sort of like the person that we want to have on. You know, he also does stuff like, he's not just like a guy who doesn't do anything in like in the digital realm. He does stuff. He's an artist. And he's fucking spectacular.
He's
like,
literally
he really
so
undersells
good.
himself. He's amazing though. His stuff is great. I will force his like his socials down your throat on the episode that he's on. But he's great. Yeah. But when it comes to like other guests and stuff and other people that we want to have on the podcast, I want to have people on who are like, you know, this is a whole other thing though. Around us now, like in our sort of like social circles. Excuse me, I've got a lot of burps coming up right now. Jesus.
Why?
Excuse me.
All of a sudden.
I don't know, man. Probably the water.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Does water create burps? Who's to say?
Yeah. Anyway, so guests, potential people we want to have on the show. We know a lot of people around us, me and Harvey both, who it's kind of strange because we've like after making this podcast, and also I've got some other endeavors, like I'm not gonna talk about it right now, but I've got some other stuff going on. I will plug in the future.
Yeah, plug that shit right into the socket.
Yeah, but like after doing the other stuff and the podcast especially. After uploading the first episode and having something out there that people can look at, there are a lot of people around us, like just our friends, who are also doing stuff online, you know, making their own content and stuff. like that, you know, whatever it may be, that might be like wildly drastically different to like what we're doing. Like, I don't know anybody else who's doing a podcast. Do you know anybody? I can't think of anybody.
I don't know.
I know people who do want to do a podcast. I don't know anyone
who... Oh, I don't know about that, yeah.
Yeah, I got a few people talking about that they want to do a podcast with me. Not with me, but like they were talking with me about doing a podcast.
Interesting, yeah. I understand, yeah.
Yeah. And so we want to have people on the podcast who are like fellow creators, because it's just cool. Create shit. Yeah, but like you said about like from sort of all walks of life, you know, it doesn't matter what it is you do. If you're doing something and you're putting your shit out there, whatever it might be, like, you know, art or music or whatever. Art is very general. I mean, like, art is a very broad thing. But like, you know, if you're doing like, if you're doing like, you know, drawing or painting, or if you're doing, you know,
music,
cooking videos or music or whatever, you know, whatever it might be.
Videos.
Yeah, you know, streaming on Twitch or whatever it might be. You know, if you're doing something, I want to have you on the podcast so we can talk about it. And talk about other shit as well.
Both grow, but also, I mean, we could have some other people that are just regular old.
Yeah,
Joes.
I wouldn't mind that as well. Like,
that's extremely patronising. Sorry, lol. We're also regular Joes, except
we are as well. But we just started making a podcast,
so now we're not regular old Joes.
Yeah,
that's like a great ego, like booster. The fact that everybody's a regular Joe.
Yeah.
But except if you have an extraordinary amount of money. Or, well, maybe if you accomplish something that's actually beneficial to the
if you
world.
like, you know, if you found the cure for the common cold. I don't know.
The common cold. I thought you were going to say, like, cancer.
Like,
aging or something like.
Yeah, something amazing. But no, I wouldn't mind having just some people that are just people that we know to talk about, just like if they've got like an interesting story to tell, just have them on. Talk about whatever, you know.
Give people a platform themselves to tell their story, literally. Yeah. Like.
But it's that's why I like the podcast format as well. Like when I'm thinking about the people who I watch who make podcasts, like Gus and Eddie is a shining example. They have, like, you know, when they had like Drew Gooden on, or Nakey Jakey, you know.
Yeah.
Some people will know who those people are. Some people won't. It's cool when they have guests on, because it's just like, it's like a collaborative thing, and you sit there and I don't know, it's cool. I don't want to explain it because it's kind of obvious as to what it is, but yeah, I don't want to ramble too much on about that. But yeah, we will we'll have some guests on, all sorts of guests, and you know, do some episodes with them, and
yeah, let them tell their story. Yeah,
great. Exactly. Yeah.
Summary.
I'm running
for
out
a second, for a split second there, like I literally forgot that we were talking about having guests onto the podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I get really nervous, like when I'm like, oh, what are we talking about? Stay on topic. You got to make sure, like, you got to keep on track. You know, it's fucking.
Nah, I have something in the notes that I want to talk about.
Yeah, go on.
And it was like kind of, what is it? My attention was. What is it? What do you call it? Like gravitated towards the topic, and it was kind of just like, yeah, exactly. Excuse me. And what it is, right? It's YouTube as a general. Wait, what was that?
Yeah, go on. There was a big anyway. Silence right there.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry about it. Anyway, it's YouTube, right? And over the years, right, we all know that YouTube is really just bad in terms of like monetization and also censorship.
Oh god, yeah.
But also, right, and this is kind of like in the same, you know, boat, but it's the fact that YouTube is no longer about the content creators per se.
Yeah.
Like in the name, right? YouTube, it's about you.
Yeah,
like
YouTube started off as
a
like
thing for normal people to put, videos.
I didn't hear that because Discord is stupid, and I just heard a bunch of
fuck Discord,
garbage, warbly garbage.
Wobbly sound.
Dude, that's honestly what I heard. I just heard.
That's like, literally the best. Like, that's the best way to describe it? Wobbly sound.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So it's no longer about like you. It's no longer about the content creator. I mean, it is, but it's more to do with the business. On a
superficial level, it's about you, but it's not really about you.
Yeah, exactly. They want you to think it's about you.
It's about
my example for this, right?
Yeah, go on.
So I just interrupted you, but also...
No, yeah, I lost my train of thought anyway. Go on.
Yeah. You know, like, okay, so basically, like, you know, Saturday Night Live and stuff like that. What is the other one? Late night show with...
like Stephen Colbert.
I don't even know. I don't even know the names. They're all
that guy who was on that one episode of Doctor Who.
Probably. I mean, I
He's
don't
also
know.
in Gavin and Stacey.
Anyway,
show,
the point
which I
is, right...
Somebody's gonna get mad at me for not saying that show.
Like, celebrities go on a talk show, and then the talk show producers, they're like, kids watch YouTube, let's push our edited
Oh
like,
my
clips.
god, yes, talk shows on YouTube.
Exactly.
Jesus
Dude, it's all
Christ,
business.
man.
Like, the TV channels now have YouTube channels, and they do clips of the talk show.
I know, yeah. Fuck, dude.
Just
it's
because
like,
of how
it's like
popular
they're
YouTube
invading. It's like, obviously, they're allowed to, right? Because they're allowed to. Anyone. That's the whole point of YouTube, or what it was in the first place, was that anyone can make a channel and anyone can make videos. That was the appeal. The appeal, though, was for the masses, not big cable networks. And now, it's like big cable networks are assimilating this online space that it was originally for your old average Joe, you know?
Yeah.
To make stuff that they want to make. There's so much, like, YouTube used to be this amazing, like, almost too good to be true platform. Like, imagine, like, obviously I was quite young when YouTube came out, like, when YouTube was first released, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, I at least, like, know that the concept when it first came out was like anyone. What was the slogan? Broadcast yourself, which they don't have that.
I didn't even know they had that slogan.
Do you remember? Do you not remember like going on YouTube when you were young and it said like YouTube broadcast yourself?
I didn't.
Now
ever
it
read
doesn't
that.
say that.
Well, that just goes to show.
It just goes to show how much YouTube has like devolved into like it's
a
like
heartless.
Yeah, it's just another heartless corporation now.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. Obviously,
like, there's still
obviously
like,
there's still creators
that
thriving on YouTube and shit like that.
Yeah,
but
we're
it's
talking
just
at
like
the same time again. But yeah,
yeah, I know. Yeah, but YouTube is just a former shell, like a shell of its former self.
Yeah,
it's just
there's a
like,
tiny bit
really
of
sad.
non-shell, but for the most part,
there are like rays of hope, you know.
Yeah.
Like especially when you find like fucking hell, another burp. When you find like an amazing YouTuber up and coming on YouTube, and you're just like amazing creator like coming up on YouTube, and you're just like, damn, you wouldn't. Oh my god, another burp. Jesus.
Dude, are you like?
Dude, I'm sitting up straight and everything,
there, man. Like what?
I don't understand.
What's going on, man?
Sorry, audience, if you've got to listen to my burps for this whole episode.
We could like bleep that out, so it's like.
What?
So we censor censor the burps.
I mean, if we do censor it, then I would want to censor the word burp, so that the audience has no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah,
we might have to do that because we'll do it and see if it sounds.
That's a lot of effort.
Interesting. I mean, the audience is literally listening to us plan this. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
We're literally recording right now.
I forget about the fact that we're literally recording.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
obviously
good though.
I
was gonna say like, we're only on the second episode. This is another tangent because I do want to come back to talk about YouTube again. But man, the first episode, like I've re-listened to that episode, quite a few times because obviously like, being me, I'm like, when we published it, fucking hell, get the sentence out, Jesus. When we published it, I was like, dude, it's literally on the internet now, and basically everyone like who's on my Snapchat, which is where I promoted it. I hate that because I hadn't posted anything to my like main Snapchat story in like literally years, and then I posted like the first thing I posted was self-promotion, which I like almost like feel shit about.
I did not do that though, so I'm in the clear as far as.
But what are you gonna do? You got to promote
guilt
somehow.
goes. I'm joking, by the way. I mean,
what was I gonna say? Oh yeah,
got to let people know.
What was I gonna say? It came back to me and then I immediately lost it.
I've genuinely.
Well, you don't know because I didn't tell you because I hadn't said it yet.
That's how talking works.
Yeah. See, the thing is that I can't just be like, let's pause and go back and figure out what I said.
Yeah, let's take a 5-minute break.
Because we don't want to like. the thing about it is we don't want to like manufacture it too much. We just sort of hit record and we're like, okay, now we start talking.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember what I was talking about. It's gone.
Whatever. Like,
it was something about when I was looking at it. When I was looking at... Oh, right, yeah. I started... I listened to the episode back quite a few times. Especially when I was editing that fucking 48 hours worth of rendering that fucking bullshit. I watched it. I listened to it a couple times again. Because I wanted to put myself... Because once I put it out there, I had to listen to it as if... I wanted to listen to it as if I was somebody who was not me. And was somebody who was like, oh... Dexter released this thing, I've got to go see what it's all about. And so I listened to it because I was fucking nervous about the way that people are gonna what's it called, consume it and what their reaction is. Obviously that's fucking natural to be nervous about the way that people react to your stuff, and I'm literally thinking about that now, as we're recording this right now for this episode. But yeah, it's fucking... We're still only this is the second... Well, what do you mean what? I already know that this is only the second episode, but it's kind of nerve-wracking, knowing that we're in this episode now and we're gonna have to publish this. I mean, we don't have to. I mean, it's going... it's all right so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty shit so far. No, but I mean...
But yeah, that's the thing is that I'm obviously, I know that this is not an amazing podcast by any means, by any stretch of the imagination right now, but I'm really excited to see how this sort of grows, and
the more we do it
for us,
and
to be eventually a big thing. Go on, sorry.
I mean, well, I don't know, just the more we do it, the more comfortable we'll get, and also the more professional we'll get, you know what I'm saying?
If you're listening to this now and you're thinking, wow, this is shit, then maybe
great
exactly, because then the only way is up.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Right
if it's terrible now, then it can only get better.
In terms of feeling kind of nervous about putting it on the internet, I kind of just I feel obviously I know exactly what you're talking about. I know that feeling, but for some reason I just don't.
You don't
have that kind of nervousness.
I had that for a little bit. And then
maybe if I listen to it back, actually, because I haven't listened to the podcast, and you have.
I've listened to it quite a few times.
I can't do that. I'm too not masochistic. I'm not masochistic enough to do that. It's kind of also extremely...
What the word masochistic means.
I think masochistic means that you derive pleasure from...
something that usually is
from social embarrassment. No, it's social embarrassment.
Oh yeah, I'm sort of remembering the definition.
Yeah, but it's also a sexual thing, which that's not what I'm talking about.
It's got a very broad definition.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, we wanted to circle back around to YouTube again because I had a lot of stuff to say about YouTube.
Oh, did we? Yeah,
one thing I wanted... Well, it's something to talk about.
No, I'm joking. Go on.
One thing that really fucking grinds my gears about YouTube is...
Okay.
The fucking absolute hypocrisy that YouTube has when it comes to demonetization and, content that is not suitable for some audiences, right?
Oh, obviously... By the way, just before you explain that, because I want to remind you... No, I want to tell you and then remind myself. After you talk about that, because of what you just said, I have a story about Facebook on the same censorship kind of... not demonetization, but censorship in general. That's all I'm going to say, so just continue with your
I'll put it in
story.
the notes for you.
Oh, damn, it's in the notes.
Yeah. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So...
YouTube
I don't know if anybody else... I don't know if anybody else is paying attention to this as much as I am, and it's weird because up until now I've not been a creator of anything. I've just been a pure consumer who's getting angry at YouTube for shit that doesn't even affect me. Well, it does affect me because it affects the creator. Yeah, we're creators now. It affects the creators
just getting angry at shit that we have nothing to do. Whatever. Just
and now it's it does kind of affect us. But yeah, it does. It affected me even still. If you're not a creator, it still kind of affects you, especially if you watch. Well, I guess only if you have favorite channels on YouTube. Especially if those channels are you know, they're not the most family friendly of channels.
Mm.
I'm trying to think of an example, like,
I mean, it's not really.
it's the whole demonetization thing. Is YouTube? It used to be fucking easy to monetize your videos, and YouTube obviously has taken some steps, especially in recent years, I think, to sort of separate, because I don't think YouTube realized what they had in the beginning, because what they had, like, they were like, oh, it's a video sharing site, but they did not realize.
Yeah, they sold it to Google for like over $1 billion.
Huh? Oh,
when
yeah.
YouTube was created.
Yeah, the whole Google thing, the whole Google Plus thing, and then like obviously they sold it to Google, and then they got really out of, like, Google is really out of touch with the creators and the fan base of the people. But yeah, so YouTube, like, they've taken steps in recent years to sort of like separate the parts of YouTube that are intended for like mature audiences and like kids, and that's good. That's good. That, obviously that's great, because it's like, you know, if it's a kids channel on YouTube which makes content for like kids, like unboxing like toys from Toys R Us. Toys R Us is closed, isn't it? That's sad.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude, I've seen quite a few like closed down Toys R Us's with like the actual R hanging by like one like one bolt, like
fitting.
Like comedically. But yeah, they separate, you know, obviously it's good to separate the channels for mature audiences from the channels that are for kids, so that kids can explore YouTube and you know, find content which isn't going to fucking traumatize them. Not that there's that much on YouTube that is traumatizing, because I mean, we grew up with YouTube without much restrictions on it, and we watched a lot of like
we turned out like, great, didn't we?
YouTubers with like who were like intended for mature audiences, but I was like 13, and that's great that YouTube's taken the step to separate like that, but fucking short-lived achievement, because the channels with like mature stuff, like, that is not intended for kids, so much stuff gets like wrongly demonetized. If you don't know what demonetizing is, or what monetization is on YouTube in the context of YouTube, people who make money off of their YouTube videos, they have to sort of meet that. It's always been like this, but the rules have gotten stricter as
time has gone on.
As time has gone on. Thanks for finishing that sentence. I had a burp coming up. Jesus. Yeah. So before it was fucking easy, like, you know,
to make money on YouTube,
most people could like monetize most videos. But as time has gone on, YouTube has just like demonetized a lot of shit, especially like, fucking hell, these burps. Oh fuck.
Dude, this is getting out of control.
I know, this is like, why am I burping so much? I don't understand. Yeah. So.
Anyway,
now
YouTube
it's just got to the point.
Yeah,
it's got to the point where YouTube's monetization is sort of is corrupt, really, because
it's all business now. Yeah,
it is not. This circles back to the thing about YouTube not being for like the little guy anymore. It's for the big corporations now, which is really sad, because YouTube started out as a thing that was like, wow, look, previously the only way you could like reach a mass audience was through like daytime television, and like it's fucking hard to get into that industry. And like when YouTube came out, it was like, look, anyone can do it now, and it was amazing. And YouTube, I think they did not realize what they had at that point in time. They did not realize how, because that was like the birth of online videos and like streaming videos and shit like that. And they did not understand the weight of what they had.
Why did it change, though? Why did it... Because there were so many people making money, and then all of a sudden, like...
I think it's just because the big corporations have already got money, and
I think it's also the war on censorship.
YouTube wants that money. Yeah. True. Oh, yeah. So to get a little bit more specific with this shit, there are a lot of creators... This is like one small example that happened to like some people. But like... a lot of there are a lot of like reaction channels on YouTube, and there's a lot of channels that like that use clips from like pop culture, be it like music or like movies or whatever. And obviously like these things like songs or things like clips from a movie, if you're doing like, if you know the channel CinemaSins, that channel thrives on just commenting on other content, but it's an original. I like CinemaSins. I haven't watched them in a while. Don't know how they're doing now, but
Wisecrack
like
as well, stuff like that. They just kind of like discuss.
They discuss and like criticize like pre-established stuff that is like, you know, movies and television and songs or whatever. And those channels, like, they were doing fine in the beginning, but now, especially like given like the current way that like demonetization works on YouTube, it's like what has happened, I've seen it happen, I've heard like creators talk about this, is where like if a creator fairly, by the way, uses a song or a clip from a movie or from another YouTuber's video within within the fair use rules, within the rules of fair use.
Yeah, you've got to like
which
use
is like,
less than a certain like 30
less
seconds or
like just a
something.
clip. You can't use you can't put the whole video in your like someone else's video in your video, because then it just like obviously it just like negates their video in the first place. Like, because why would you watch their video if you could just watch this person's video that's got your video in it? Which obviously like there is a reason why you'd watch the other person's video, but it's just like, you know, you can understand it's kind of like copyright law and shit like that. And so these big companies that own like the movies that YouTubers are using in their videos, like the clips from movies that YouTubers are using in their videos, and songs, and like other YouTube channels that are like big YouTube channels that are like doing this to small YouTube channels as well, which is really fucked up, because it's like their peers on the channel and they're just fucking over like their contemporaries or whatever. I think that's what that word means. But like a channel would use something like a clip from like a movie that is made by a big movie studio, and that movie studio would then claim that video, right? And the way that the claiming system works is the creator gets no fucking say, right? They can't. They have to put an appeal in after the video has been demonetized for them. And it's not just demonetized for them, right? It's demonetized. No, it is. Yeah, it's demonetized
the
for them.
Gets all
the big
money.
Corporation just starts raking in the money from this video that this like small time creator put a lot of work into, and they sometimes in certain situations are relying on the income from that video to like live on, like to fucking survive.
Yeah,
and these
so
big,
essentially,
like fucking
like, if
corporations
a creator,
fucking over small creators, it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. So like essentially like let's say a channel, like a small or whatever sized creator makes a video on like I don't know, the newest Marvel film or Disney film, or anything.
Fast and Furious knockoff.
Yeah, the newest cash grab, right? From
the
big
newest
corporations.
cash grab from big corporation TM.
Yeah, let's say that they use a clip from the film, then that creator is entirely liable to be, first of all, demonetized and like copyright claimed by the big corporation.
Yeah, and then they just get their income stolen.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, the content creator has done all that work, and fair enough, you can't use somebody else's kind of like creation.
But if it's in like the fair use rules and they're obeying those rules, then, and sometimes they obey those rules and they still get copyright claimed.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so bad.
It's such a massive like ball ache to get the money back that you lost, even if it was a wrongful claim. And it happens not just like if they use a clip. Sometimes a YouTuber will hum a song, right? Or something like that. And it's not even like they took the song, it's just that they're humming the song. Or if they said, not even like sung, the lyrics to a song, which like sometimes you might say the lyrics to a song without knowing that they're the lyrics to a song. And then that fucking music studio will claim your video because the lyrics are in your video, which you didn't even realize, because it could be like the most generic lyrics.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, that
I'm not
happens.
gonna lie.
It fucking happens.
Yeah,
and it's just fucking predatory, because it does not benefit like.
It doesn't benefit the big corporation that much, because it's literally like comparatively it's nothing in terms of money.
Rules for you, but not for me. Like if it was the other way around and it was the little people, if it was like the little guy making like exploiting the big companies, then it would not, like, obviously this doesn't happen because it doesn't, like, that's not, you know, this is not the way it works.
Yeah.
So, but this is the other way around, and it's like the big companies, big corporations fucking over the little guy. That's like, it just fucking happen. It fucking happens, and it's still happening, and it's still a fucking problem. I'm pretty sure. Like, I haven't heard any like good news. If you want to look it up and you want to like read up on this topic, look up like the adpocalypse, like the apocalypse, but the adpocalypse. There's a big fucking thing on YouTube, like, and it has not been fixed, and it's stupid. The thing that made me think about this, which is another fucking tangent, I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking in this episode, is
this is heavily what is it, tilted towards Dexter right now, but whatever. Yeah. No, I'm joking. It's fine.
The thing that made me think about YouTube is when I saw the bullet point in our notes, I thought about YouTube, and I was like, I've seen a lot on Reddit, a lot of Reddit posts. That sound like one of those fucking Reddit fucking guys.
We don't use Reddit that much though, do we? Like, we used to
I use it like on and off. Like, there's some cool stuff on there, but like, you know.
Yeah, there are some cool stuff, but I don't know. Personally, I've started to realize about kind of how
all social media is just a bit like,
yeah, it's kind of just weird. Like, it just it's in a way it's sad.
Once you start looking at all social media in a certain light, it's really hard to stop looking at it like that, and it just looks like weird.
Yeah. Wait, did you have another thing to say about YouTube? Because I want to talk about Twitch real quick. It was
like the hypocrisy that I said earlier about the hypocrisy. When I say that, I mean YouTube demonetizes channels. Like, if you like I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where like they'll be like, oh, like, got to censor that swear word because like we don't want to get demonetized. And there are like, the reason they don't want to get demonetized is because if they get demonetized, then YouTube won't play ads on their video, and if YouTube doesn't play ads on their video, then the creator doesn't get any money. But there are fucking tons of really fucking stupid YouTube ads, a lot of them for like really shitty mobile games, where
gambling
sometimes
ads.
There's like gambling, there's fucking swearing, sometimes there's like softcore porn, or like borderline just like porn that is like censored.
Wait, like, really? What do you mean?
Like the bare minimum of censoring. I've seen this. It's like on fucking Reddit, where it's like a fucking mobile game advertisement that's supposed to, like, you know, you look at it and it's got a fucking like porn scene in it that's like censored. Like, obviously the graphic bits are censored.
Oh,
but, you know, it's
is
like
it
you
where
can
it's
obviously
like
tell it's porn.
you choose what to do?
Yeah, sometimes it's
I have a
lot
real
of different
problem
variations.
with that, right? I have a real problem with those games where it's like, because the thing about that,
it's
right?
like basically full like clickbait.
Yeah, no,
like,
no, not even
it's just
that,
like,
right?
it's supposed to just draw you in. It's shit
what
like that.
Wait, can I just
like,
say, right? What I'm talking about is there's this certain, like, it's not one game, it's like a type of game, and it's where it's usually what is it, aimed at like young female audiences, like kids. It's aimed at kids, and it's about like adult stuff like sex and shit, and it's not like it's not actually about sex, but it's like about relationships and sex. And there's the advertisement, right? One of the advertisements is like, you're playing as a girl and you walk into a room and guess
I know what
fucking
fucking ads you're talking about. And it gives
the
you two
boyfriend
options.
is with another girl in bed, and it's aimed at girls, at little girls, like at little kids.
Yeah, it's really like fucking predatory.
Exactly, and
like
also
advertising practices.
Yeah, and then you in the game, it's like, choose what to do. Do you divorce her or him or whatever?
It's some ridiculous shit. Like,
yeah, but it's like encouraging like that kind of mindset. Where first of all,
it's weird,
cheating is like something that is not enjoyable, but there's drama in cheating, and then these kids will learn, you know.
Oh, drama.
Exactly, like it's funny or it's
just fucking
important.
It's
to cheat.
those kinds of ads that I'm talking about that are like borderline like sexual. Do you know what I mean? In nature.
It's fucked
up.
The
kind of thing, right? Those ads are the kind of thing that if they were uploaded as a YouTube video by an independent creator, right? That would immediately get demonetized.
They'd get the strike, whatever it's called.
Yeah, get a fucking strike for it. And if you get 3 strikes, if you don't know, if you get 3 strikes on your channel,
also,
then
one more
your
thing,
your channel gets deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When that happens,
but those things are in ads. The ads that YouTube makes money off of. YouTube makes money off of those fucking ads that have inappropriate shit in those ads.
Yeah.
Yet they actively demonetize YouTube channels for having like less than that like a swear word in their fucking in their video, whatever, you know.
No, yeah, literally.
It's so sad to see that YouTube has like devolved to that level of like
that was a
corporate
great
fuckery, and it's
rant.
just like, oh.
Yeah, like, yeah. We
Yeah,
have very strong opinions on these things.
Yeah, and I guess my opinions have just got to get stronger if we're going to start uploading shit to YouTube.
Yeah.
Plugging the YouTube channel, the Up All Night podcast on YouTube.
What was I going to talk about, though? It was about YouTube, censorship. Yeah, but also... Facebook. Oh, before Facebook, I was going to talk about Twitch, right? This is quite old. It was like, what, back in like February or January? And it's currently like the end of February. But what was that? They passed a law that said, I don't know if it was just in America. It couldn't have been just America. It might have been like, I don't know. But it basically meant that like Twitch streamers especially, but maybe YouTubers, I'm not sure, like they are not able to use other people's music. Like that was already the case, like that whole rant that we just talked about.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about this.
But instead of just being demonetized or whatever, they are liable to actually go to prison, like, for using a song. And the thing is, right, the absolute shit thing, like some modern games, right, like let's say Cyberpunk, by the way, we're just not going to talk about how bad that game turned out to be.
That's a whole other thing.
Whatever, we'll just talk about that in a different podcast, right?
Yeah,
it's a great game, but it's also a shit game. But anyway, some new games like Cyberpunk, and I don't know,
like GTA has like real world songs in it.
Oh yeah. But what I was gonna say, like the new games, what they've been doing is like turning on a streamer mode, so the songs that play are not copyright.
They're like non-copyright. Yeah. Exactly.
But the thing about the DCMA law, I think that's what it's called, DCMA.
Yeah, DCMA. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about that is that the music that's used in streamer mode is still liable to get fucking arrested and put in prison for. Like, it's so fucked up, dude. Like, yeah. That's
just that's so fucking... It's just fucking sad that, like, it's, like, almost there, because it's cool that we have these platforms like Twitch and YouTube where, like, just people, like, regular people, if they have the equipment, can make stuff to put out there and, like, become a personality. Like, that was not a thing, like, 20 years ago. Now, just like TV any fucking then, random Joe Schmo, any two random fucking talentless losers can start a podcast called the Up All Night Podcast.
Yeah.
It's just sad that, like, where like the big companies are still, like, fucking over small creators like that. It's just fucking sad.
I wonder what the kind of saving grace is, and that's hopeful, but I wonder what it's going to be, you know?
Yeah,
there was one more thing that I wanted to say,
there will be a time where it sort of turns around.
It was about censorship. Oh, right. Censorship, right?
Yeah.
I think I speak for both of us in the argument that you cannot censor anything, and if you might, a lot of people will agree, but a lot of people will be like, hang on, censorship is good. Like, what if there's like literally...
like some people will say like, oh, there's some things need to be censored. It's like...
Yeah, and to be honest, like, I feel like there is a line, like, you know, murder, like, obvious, like, cannibalism, like, obvious stuff, obviously that needs to be censored. But I think... And this also ties into, like, the whole drama about Donald Trump getting banned on Twitter, and I don't really have a fully fleshed out opinion about that, because obviously... It's about him inciting violence. It's hilarious. It is quite funny. It is quite hilarious that the president got banned from Twitter.
Yeah,
and that was like that was his church. Out loud, it's
even funnier.
Dude, that was his church. Like, that was where he preached. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That metaphor.
Oh my god, Twitter was like his fucking like domain.
Yeah, that was like.
And Twitter was like no, and just flicked him off like a bug on the windshield. You know.
Yeah, it is quite funny that Donald Trump. He's such a catastrophic meme. Like.
Oh my.
And
honestly,
he's a president.
Fuck,
I always forget that he's the president. I just know him as
he's not anymore,
dumbass.
Is he?
Well, no, he's not, but like...
It's Joe Biden now.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Well, we're not even fucking American. We don't live in America.
Yeah, it doesn't even apply to us.
Anyway,
I mean, it does.
What I was
that's the thing is that...
Oh, right, go on.
Donald Trump was such a fucking loud president that even, like, countries, like, far away from the US were fucking involved. And it was like, dude, please, can you just shut him up? It was so fucking... It was just so much. Like, it was... I haven't heard anything, like, any fucking, like, the only drama that I've heard about Biden, obviously I know Biden has, like, his, I don't want to get political to be honest, like too political, because politics is a whole fucking thing. But like just as an observation, as a as a Joe Schmo, just observing, I haven't heard like nearly as much fucking drama as like what Trump like emanated from Trump. I haven't fucking heard anything about the president. I haven't heard the president in fucking ages, and it's glorious. Yeah, it's great. I've had enough with hearing about American politics, which is really ironic because we're talking about it in our own podcast.
Yeah, that is quite ironic. Oh right, yeah. What I was gonna say though, the war. I call it a war on censorship. I'm not sure how many people.
Yeah, no, I've heard that term.
The thing about censorship, obviously, like the law, like what I said, like murder and shit. Obviously, that needs to be censored. But with kind of like talking, I mean, it's not black and white. But the thing is, like, if you start censoring people for like swearing, my opinion, that's too far. Because swearing is so common.
I agree. That's way too far. Like swearing is not even like. Even in real life, when people say like, "Oh, you shouldn't swear," like in your entire like life, it's like, what?
That doesn't make any sense. This isn't
somebody,
the 1600s,
I hate to sound like a really pretentious here.
Yeah.
But as somebody who studied English literature and language, swearing is like it's a great device for emphasis.
It literally
and
is.
Like to you hear a swear word, especially if you're in a situation where you're like. It's not usual for somebody to swear, like, and you hear somebody swear, you're gonna start listening. Swearing is just another fucking technique among a sea of other literary and linguistic techniques, and it's just like, I think swearing is like is a powerful tool, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Which is why I like, I don't give a fuck about swearing. I don't give a fuck about swearing.
Right. Oh,
and you may quote me on that.
I didn't even hear the swear word. Like, I heard it, but it didn't register as a swear word.
Dickhead.
Like, no, it wasn't Discord. But what was I going to say, though, about censorship?
Maybe you won't hear it on the actual Audacity file. Yeah, go on.
Anyway, like, my argument about censorship was, like, where do you draw the line? If you're going to censor, like, swearing...
Yeah.
Like, what else? Like...
Where do you?
I don't know. And also, there's that whole argument, which I don't even know what I think about yet, because obviously, well, it's not obvious because we haven't even mentioned race as a subject. But right, no, we're not racist, okay? But there's the argument that people.
That's a terrible way to start a sentence.
It is, okay. If somebody is trying to prove that they're not racist, then they're probably racist. But it's just the argument of free speech and censorship. That's what I'm trying to say.
Free speech is so important.
What
the thing is though is that gets abused. Like a lot, to be like when people who are like genuinely like really not good for society as a whole, and they're like, oh, it's my right for free speech. It's like, well, yeah, but
see, I don't even know how. See,
there is a line sometimes.
There is a line. It's
not black and white, and it's not even a line. It's like a blurry gradient. It's just, and it's like it's always different for a different thing, but it's like. Free speech is hella important. This is a whole thing.
It is important. Though.
I wasn't ready to talk about this.
Neither was I, actually. Like, I kind of want to just forget about that whole thing, but at the same time,
how loose we are with our topics on the Up All Night podcast.
That's just what you came here to hear.
Yeah.
Loose topics.
But yeah, fucking hell, it's a whole thing.
The Up All Night podcast.
Yeah. The Up All Night podcast, the most unorganized podcast in
Yeah.
In podcast history.
That's extremely fitting, the way that...
Yeah, the way that I stuttered there.
Yeah, man.
Like, I had the line planned.
The trouble with being up all night... I didn't have the line
planned and I just fucked up.
Well, we're not actually staying up all night. Well, I'm personally not, because I'm not a maniac.
I don't want to stay up all night, but...
Anyway, the trouble of doing this, because we do it late at night...
45 seconds, it'll be midnight.
By the way, that's my chair in the background. It's so creaky.
Yeah, I don't know if my chair's been... You can probably hear it.
It hasn't. Anyway, what I was going to say was, like...
You might hear it on the Audacity one, though, because Discord, like...
Yeah, the viewers might. They're not the viewers, the listeners. What was I going to say? Yeah, the trouble with it being the Up All Night podcast and the nighttime themed podcast is that we get really tired, and then we start slurring our words, and just getting less and less organized and descending slowly into insanity. And it's all on record as well, which is great.
Yeah.
And then everyone else gets to listen to that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's weird, the name. We just sort of like said it and we were like, sounds good. good name. And then we just couldn't think of another name.
Yeah, it started off as a working title. I suppose it still is a working title. Every title is a working title, but like...
Damn, man, you put that on a t-shirt?
I actually only wear white and black t-shirts because I'm...
Damn. You're very black and white.
That's not actually entirely true, but I do pride myself on having an extremely monochromatic
very monochrome
wardrobe. Yeah.
Wardrobe.
You know the B movie? Holy shit.
I haven't seen the B movie.
Yeah, I was about to say, Dexter, you need to... And I'm sure our viewers will literally agree so much. Well, listeners will agree. Because...
Do you want me to watch it for the meme?
Yes, dude. No, not for the meme. I watched it as a kid.
Movie?
Yeah. It's a fucking great movie, dude.
It's about a woman who falls in love with a bee.
No, it's not, mate. It's about a bee who lives and he falls in love with a woman.
Okay.
And then he gets taken to court, right?
Jesus, what, human court?
Yeah. And the bees are in court. The bees are in court and it's like, it's fucking hilarious. No, yeah. It's human court and there's humans and it's about honey. And there's like fucking thousands, millions of bees in the...
Is it a big conspiracy? The bees are disappearing. They're being silenced.
I actually think it is that. And also the humans are stealing the bees' honeys, dude. The bees' honeys, yeah.
Okay.
The humans are stealing...
You're kind of drawing me in here.
It's a fucking great film. And the funny thing, the point...
What, just as a film, like...
Yeah, I watched it as a kid, dude.
Thinking about the meme.
I loved it. Like, it's a great... Like,
narrative. Okay, we gotta watch it together, like on Watch Together.
Yeah, man.
On Netflix party.
No, what was I gonna say, right? Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, go on.
There's like an iconic scene where he's like getting ready in the morning, and he's going through his wardrobe and he's like, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Oh, black and yellow, and it's like, it's because all of his jumpers are just like, black and yellow stripes.
Yeah. That is.
It's fucking hilarious because my wardrobe is like white t-shirt, black t-shirt,
black jeans. Oh.
I don't wear jeans anymore. I just wear joggers, bro. Lockdown is infecting my wardrobe.
I can't remember the last time I wore jeans. I'm wearing right now.
They're too tight, man.
Huh?
They're just too tight. The whole race is just gonna not wear anything.
It's also
but
they're
joggers
chunky,
now.
aren't they? They're like.
Yeah, they're like harder.
Yeah, they're hard compared to like joggers. They're like soft. What I'm wearing right now is like those like pajama bottoms. Like there's like...
Oh yeah, those tartan ones.
Is it tartan? Yeah. Like they're blue... Oh, my fucking screen's just turned off again.
That is not ideal.
Yeah, like the tartan blue like checker thing. And they're like... they're really thin and they're just really comfy.
Back in Christmas... Yeah, Christmas.
Yeah, there you go.
I was genuinely thinking about getting those because of Red Dead Redemption. Like...
Are they in Red Dead?
I don't know. I feel like they are.
I don't know. I can imagine that they are.
But they're just the classical pajama bottoms. Like they're just the classic.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Tartan wool.
The Joe Schmo pajama bottoms.
Yeah, like
that was a bit of a tongue twister then.
Goddamn, bro.
Yeah, they're comfy though. They are hella comfy.
I
went from like joggers to these.
And do you not wear joggers anymore at all?
No, I do wear sometimes. I wear sweatpants, which I think this is the difference between joggers.
Well, they are joggers.
I'm pretty sure joggers are the ones with like the elastic ankles, and sweatpants are like the ones that don't have the elastic. Like they're not. What is it called? Tapered?
Wait, really? Wait. So
I don't know, but I have a pair of like grey sweatpants that they're not elastic on the ankles, and they're so freeing. Like after having
but when you say that they're not elastic, right? Is it as if they've been cut? Like they're just a straight like cut?
Yeah, like. Yeah, they're not like... Obviously, you can sort of like stretch them a little bit if you pull them, but like they don't squeeze down on your ankles. You know what I'm saying? It's like how regular jeans...
I've never seen that though. Like I've never seen joggers that just go straight down and then end.
I just thought I've shown you a picture of them.
I feel like you have, but I can't.
Yeah, I may have. I don't know. I'll show you like after the podcast. But yeah, they're hella comfy and they're so warm. And
how are they warm though? They don't pinch off at the ankles. All the heat is gonna leak out.
Yeah, but they're like joggers. They're like grey joggers with like the fluffy white cotton in the inside.
I kind of want to get some of that shit, man.
They're fucking brilliant, honestly.
Yeah.
They like obviously like when I wear them, they sort of bunch up around the ankles because they're. Like,
so they do bunch up around.
There's a lot. No, like they're not elastic on the ankles. Like you know like. I don't know, like when I'm wearing like my fucking slippers when I'm walking around, my granddad's slippers.
That's another thing that you actually wear slippers, like.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I respect that, man. I respect that.
Like my right slipper has got a hole in it,
Is it the hole that you put your foot in?
Yes.
I love making
Gotta
that
sew
joke.
that up. No, it's like right where like my big toe is. So like when I put it in, when I put my phone, when I put my phone
When you
in
put
my
your
fucking
phone in your
granddad's
slipper.
that's where I keep my phone. When I put my foot in the slippers, like my big toe like pokes out the other side, and like hello. And it's like cold, especially when I'm walking around outside. Every time I take a step, the toe like peeks out. It's like, oh, it's cold. It like touches the concrete sometimes. It's really annoying.
Oh,
so I
damn,
get
that's
a new fucking
like
pair of,
a lot further out.
or I just sew it up. Like, yeah, I just got to sew it up. But
yeah, that's a good point.
I can't. The first time in my life that I was looking for sewing supplies and I opened up a biscuit tin and there were biscuits in there.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Why
Oreos?
I related to that so hard. Why do biscuit tins always get used? Like
that
really
is weird. I feel like everybody's had that life experience.
Yeah.
Like there's always a biscuit. If there's a biscuit tin in your house, chances are it's not even got biscuits in it.
It's got sewing shit in it.
Yeah, it's got sewing shit in there. Why sewing shit as well? Not like it's not like fucking nails or like
industrial hammer.
It's
like
always it's like always fucking
tape measurer.
nails. Always nails. Always fucking sewing shit.
Yeah.
Why is that?
One thing I
think
will
it's just
say about
every
slippers,
fucking
dude.
parent is always like, this is where you put the sewing shit.
Yeah, it's like been passed down for generations.
Yeah.
But the thing about
Family
slippers,
heirloom.
too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you keep the same biscuits in. Anyway, slippers, right?
Yeah.
And also Crocs. And one of our friends.
I kind of want to get a pair of Crocs.
Dude, I can't wear Crocs and I can't wear slippers because
Why?
they claw your feet. They make your
What?
toes. They claw. It's called claw, and what it is, like, your toes cramp and like make a fist.
Like
not a fist. But
oh,
like,
I see. Yeah, no,
you know
I know
what I'm
what you
saying?
mean. Yeah.
That's what happens when it's not fully like once it's supported by your foot.
Oh, I kind of get what you mean. I do kind
Like
of know what you're talking
there's other
about,
people that
but
experience it, but like it's really
I
bad
don't know,
for your feet.
I really like flexing my toes out. Like this is kind of I don't know if this is gross, but like I really like you know like when you spread your fingers like.
I
your
do that
hands so they're
sometimes,
all
but I
as far
can't do
apart
that
as
whilst I'm
possible.
like walking around. I mean, I could, but that's a lot of
Yeah, I
mental
mean, I do that
energy.
with my feet, like when I got my slippers on, because I have the freedom.
I have the freedom,
what I mean?
bro. I have the freedom in shoes and socks as well.
Yeah, but not as much as you have in slippers. Because when you have slippers on, you can go outside and you can just like, and it's so easy to just slip them on and off. Like when I sit down, I just slip them off. Just like I just let them fall off my feet, and it's just it's just comfy. And then when you get up, you just slide your feet in, you walk away.
I feel
It's great.
like something.
If you don't own a pair of slippers, get a pair of slippers.
I mean, I do know what you mean, right? And I can understand your pleasure of slipper.
Don't say
But
don't
but
say
the thing
pleasure in
is,
that
right?
context.
If I don't need to use my hands to get something off my foot, I feel like it's not suitable for outdoors.
What? Like if you have to use your hand to get it off, then
No, if I
you know
don't,
that it's no. But if you have to
yeah.
use your hand to get it off, then you know it's good for walking
because it's
outside.
secure. It's
Yeah,
protects
I
my
get
toe
that. Right?
beans
Obviously,
from the
if I'm
outside world.
going out and I know like
Would you
I'm
catch
gonna
the
be out for a
train in
while.
your slippers, dude?
Huh?
Would you catch a bus or catch the
Hell
subway?
no.
Well, that answers it then, man.
Yeah, but I don't put my fucking granddad's slippers on to go get the bus.
Yeah.
Obviously, like when I was fucking. I'd have to explain my fucking whole living situation to like the audience. I can't be asked. When I was before, when I was going back and forth between places, and I would come and stay here where I am right now, where I'm living right now.
Yeah.
I would just bring my slippers in my bag when I would stay here for just like a night.
Would you
or
travel
two.
in your slippers though?
No, I don't travel in my slippers. If I'm going somewhere and I'm like getting in the car, if I'm going on the bus, obviously because I'm not a fucking barbarian. I'm putting my shoes on. All right.
See, that's all the argument I need, man.
I put my slippers in my backpack, right?
Just in case you need to whip them out.
So that
Slip
so that
'em
when
on.
I get fucking here, I can take my shoes off and I can put my slippers on, right? So if I need to
Yeah,
go
but
out
at
on the
that
balcony,
point-
or if I need to go outside to the car and get something from the boot,
I see what you mean.
it's not like I have to put my entire shoes on. I just slip them on, because they're called slippers, and I just slip them on my feet, and then I just do my business, right? Obviously, you got to pay a bit more attention to, like, you can't just like fucking swing your foot out forward, because otherwise, your slipper's
it's gonna fall off into
the distance.
It's gonna
exactly.
fly
You
off.
can't do that. You can't be a maniac with it. You got to exercise some restraint when you're wearing slippers, right? That's all part. That's part of it. You know, that's part of the. It's like a samurai. You know, a lot of power, but you gotta be gentle with it.
A lot of with a lot of power, the responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the one.
Spider-Man.
Did Spider-Man wear slippers? No.
You don't know that?
Yeah, I do. I am Spider-Man.
Yeah,
lol.
but that's a good point. I've
I'm
never
actually
seen
not
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
and you in the same room.
Exactly, dude. You've never spoken to Spider-Man and me at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
So who's to
maybe
say?
we should have Spider-Man on the podcast.
It's a
Huh?
hot.
What do you think of
hot
that?
opinion, right? Who is the best Spider-Man?
Oh. See, when Tom Holland debuted as his version of Spider-Man,
Yeah.
I was really into it, and I really
Same,
liked his
same.
performance as Spider-Man, because he was so... Because Tobey Maguire, right? I love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films, the original, like, Spider-Man trilogy. But, man, he's just too old. Like, it would have
Wait,
made
how
sense
old
if
was
he
he?
had,
How
if
old
they
was
had,
he in the
if in the
film?
first movie he already had the spider powers for like years. But when Spider-Man, how old is Spider-Man like in the comics when he gets?
I feel like he's
the
just a
powers?
teenager, or like
I'll
at
look it
least
up
in
right
his
now.
like 20s, you know.
How old is Spider-Man when?
When what? When he becomes
I
Spider-Man?
literally accidentally spelt Spider-Man Spoderman. Like
Spody boy.
How old?
Excuse me.
How old was? How old
How old was Peter Parker when he achieved
was Spider-Man when he got his powers? There you go. 15. He's supposed to be 15.
15.
And in Civil War, when he made his debut, he was what, like 16?
Yeah, but
Because
Civil
he
War
already
was a
had his
different
powers
actor.
in Civil War,
Tobey Maguire
and
wasn't
in Homecoming as well.
Yeah, but they're different actors, mate.
Yeah, but the thing is like Tobey Maguire was like a fucking full-grown man when he got his
That's
powers.
a good point. Okay, I see what you mean.
Like when he got his powers, he's supposed to be 15. Obviously I know that like the film adaptations aren't supposed to be like perfect reconstructions of the source material. I know that, but like it's Spider-Man, man. Spider-Man,
Spider teenager, man.
Spider
Teen.
Spider boy. Spider young man.
Spider adolescence.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Yeah, like
as
it was just
Spider-Man.
really cool when Tom Holland came out as Spider-Man. Like, hey everyone, I'm Spider-Man. How is it in the comics?
Yeah. He does actually come out as Spider-Man.
Huh?
Don't worry.
What, Peter Parker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the thing in the actual Civil War comics. Yeah. Spoilers, damn. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, like when he was first shown in Civil War, in the trailer for Civil War, which, could you imagine, by the way, this is a little tangent, could you imagine if they did not show that in the trailer for Civil War?
I can't remember the trailer, dude.
And when you got to the... Dude, we watched Civil War.
I remember
you,
watching
me,
Civil War, but I just can't
Kit,
remember...
our friend.
Yeah.
The trailer, when the trailer was first released, I remember seeing that scene where Tony Stark is like, "Underoos," and then he pops out and he grabs Cap's shield.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And he's
I remember
like,
that. Yeah.
"Hey everyone," and that was like the first time like that anyone ever saw Spider-Man was in that trailer. For Civil War.
Oh yeah, because in Civil War, is that when Spider-Man's introduced into the MCU?
That's the first time in the MCU that you ever see Spider-Man.
Yeah.
In Civil War, and then Spider-Man: Homecoming is like after that, but you see the trip to Berlin. Yeah, at the beginning of it, it's really pretty cool, and it's like from Peter Parker's perspective.
Yeah.
And you see the Ant-Man bit, the Giant Man bit from like his phone recording is really cool.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was cool to see like an actor playing Spider-Man who actually looked young. Like,
Yeah.
he's a bit older than.
Yeah, but he's in his 20s still.
Yeah, now he is, but at the time he was like.
Nah,
what,
he was
like,
in his
like
20s.
18. How old was?
I swear he
Tobey
was in
Mag-
his 20s when...
How old was? What's his fucking
I
name?
don't know. Tom Holland, yeah. I was literally about to say that. I almost
How old
got it
was
right.
Tom Holland in Spider-Man? Or he was 19 in when he was cast.
Imagine being 19 and being like.
But he looks younger for a 19-year-old.
You're about to be an established actor.
He looked a lot younger. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he did look about that. Imagine being an actor at 19 though, and being told.
I'm 19 years old and being like,
I'm 18.
You're going to be in an MCU film when the MCU was like at its prime, at its peak.
You're set for life. You're literally set for life.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You do like 3 movies and boom, you're fucking rich.
You're rich. You're famous.
Yeah, you got bare connections.
Exactly. That's all you need. Well, it's not all you need because then you do more.
It's not all you need.
Work.
You need common sense and work ethic.
Do you though? Because multi-billion
there are a lot of people out there who are like
really
really stupid and somehow are way richer than like 99% of the population.
God damn, dude.
Man, but to loop back around to the fucking
Luke.
That. Did I say Luke?
Yeah, man. You're now northern.
To loop back around.
Oh, you said loop. I thought you meant look back around, but you said Luke.
No, I was saying like to loop back around to what you were saying before about who's the best Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
I really liked Tom Holland when he came out.
Same.
As Spider-Man.
You haven't even mentioned Andrew Garfield though.
Exactly.
Okay.
Save the best till last.
Interesting.
The Andrew Garfield film. See, this is a hot take because I'm not even sure if I agree with myself here or not. But
I haven't even.
Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man films, the Spider-Man films with Andrew Garfield in them, had such a cool, like, tone and vibe.
Yeah, they did.
Like,
yeah.
Especially the way that like the suit was presented. Do you remember is it the second one where you see like he's like diving from a building and you see like
that's the first
suit
one. No, that's the second
flapping
one.
in the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just had like, that's a really small detail.
When he lands on the window of the skyscraper.
Huh?
He lands on a window, like on the skyscraper, and it's like a POV shot.
I can't remember. I've got to watch them again, but like, it would have been cool, right? Because he did not look 15, right? So there was not a like.
Well, he looked like 18 to 20.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, if they had done it like a little bit, yeah, it would have been, yeah. Obviously, like, at this point, you don't need to really stick to the source material, per se. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, the reason at first why I was so like, I really like Tom Holland as the best Spider-Man actor.
Yeah.
Was because he was the closest to the source material. But if we're ignoring the fact that you, per se, have to be close to the source material, which you don't really, because the fact that they like Sony like allowed them to make a movie and like wasn't like stick to the source material is just a fact in itself. That you
Wait,
don't really
Sony? I thought it was Marvel. Material. Wait, what?
Is it? Sony is owned by Spider-Man. That's the whole thing. Like how, because Marvel is a subsidiary of Disney, and the Spider-Man films aren't on Disney Plus, because Marvel is a subsidiary of Disney, and Disney is a competitor of Sony or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home aren't on Disney Plus, which is fucking annoying because now.
Yeah, they are. Wait, no, hang on.
No, they're not. They're not. Honestly,
no. I think. Do you mean the old Spider-Man films? The Marvel cinematic, the air quotes Marvel Spider-Man, where it's like the new Iron
Tom
Man.
Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland. Yeah, that's it.
That's not on Disney Plus.
I swear.
No, they're not. I promised you.
I'm gonna check like tonight.
Because me and my sister wanted to watch Tom Holland's Spider-Man, both of them. We were like, oh, should we watch both of them, like one after the other? I think that's what we were trying to do. And then I was like, yeah, go on Disney Plus. And then we went on Disney Plus and went on the Marvel section, and we were looking like in the Phase 2 section of the Marvel, because it's really cool how they've ordered it in Phase 1, 2, 3, and it should be in Phase 2. Like Civil War is in there, but and Spider-Man is in Civil War, but his standalone films, Homecoming and Far From Home, they're nowhere to be seen.
One thing I will say though, and this is the way that I watched Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and I think Andrew Garfield is as well. French Netflix. If you have a VPN, you can literally watch like all the old Spider-Man.
VPN companies want to sponsor us?
Yeah, can we get a sponsor real quick? Like, can we speed run a sponsor and then get?
Yeah, can we speed run sponsorship status, please?
Please.
Anyway, I'm not going to name any specific ones.
anything that wants sponsorship.
Then it's open to any of them. Please give us money.
Yeah, man.
I'm all about the money.
Money and connections.
I don't even care about my artistic integrity is no longer exists. Just give me money.
What even is art?
I love that fucking joke in Oh Hello on Broadway, where it's like, I think I said this in like the last episode, where I was like,
you might have done.
What are we, two different characters with opposing perspectives? And then he looks at the audience and he's like, ah.
I've seen like half
fucking
of
funny
that.
joke. If you haven't seen Oh Hello on Broadway, fucking watch it because it's hilarious.
I mean,
it's,
but
the two main characters from Big Mouth, those two are comedians doing stand-up where they're dressed in like old man costumes and pretending they're playing these characters, which is what the character's name is, George St. Geegland, and who's the other guy?
I have no idea.
George St. Geegland is played by John Mulaney, and the other guy, Nick Kroll, plays, what the fuck is his name? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't know if it's all that important.
It's
what their
fucking
names are. Anyway, the point is like,
because Discord is.
Oh fuck Discord.
Yeah.
That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've pretty much exhausted a lot of topics tonight on the Up All Night podcast.
We're pretty far in. We're in like an hour and a half ish.
Jesus
well,
Christ.
Probably less because if we edit this down, there's going to be a bit
Oh,
at the beginning, but
yeah.
it's going to be cut off.
Yeah, because we hit record at the same time, and then we.
Yeah, and then we had like a little moment where we had to like, you know,
prep
right,
our little fucking Tobians.
We've got to both sit here and be like, "You ready?" And then we've both got to go quiet for a bit, and then I've got to be like, "Hello."
Yeah.
Tense, man.
Yeah, it is tense.
So I did want to say at the end, this is something I was saving to the end. I got a couple things I want to say before we end the episode. Is in the beginning when I said like, "Oh man, I'm like really irrationally nervous." Now I'm feeling good, man. Like it's good. I'm like already at the end of this episode. I'm feeling like.
So am I.
I don't know. I'll probably watch it back and be like, "Damn, look, see, like I'm comfortable now, like just talking," which is great because it's like
because that's what a podcast is.
I feel like it also happened in the first episode as well, where like at the beginning of last episode, there was a lot of like after I said like my first couple lines. There was like a little short bit of silence.
I think there was. I'm not sure actually. Although silence
I
isn't
know
bad
for a fact
per
because
se.
I've listened to it like multiple times.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it once. I'm not going to do that shit because I am. Well, like I said at the start, I'm not masochistic enough. Masochistic? Did I say that right? Who knows?
Who's to say? Yes.
Yeah, who's to say? Yeah. See, that is dead air. That's a lot of silence, but
I don't know. I feel like after once we get into an episode, I start feeling really comfortable. It's like it's great. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of opinions. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about as well. Like,
yeah,
I mean, that's why we fucking
great.
made the
I'm
podcast.
really hoping that this just continues. Like, we don't forget about it.
Yeah. Imagine if we just stop now and then.
Yeah, this is the last episode.
In 10 years, we remember when we were going to do a podcast.
Yeah, the podcast. Fuck, we got to do another episode.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
We are young in comparison to like life.
Yeah.
Well,
that was another thing I kind of wanted to say earlier when we were talking about fellow creators. Is how like
that was
there
so
are a lot of like
early
YouTube,
on.
Like generations almost of like YouTube creators.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was like like Filthy Frank's like friend group when he was
Max
when he was Filthy
Mofo.
Frank before Joji era.
Yeah, Max Mofo, the other one.
There was Max Mofo,
iDubbbz.
Filthy Frank. What's his name?
iDubbbz. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, iDubbbz, but also the other guy who never showed his face, How to Basic.
Oh yeah.
All them lot, and it was like they're all around the same age, and that was like they had their little generation of YouTubers. And now, I feel like most of the time, like there are lots of different generations. Like now, the one that I'm looking at now is like the Gus and Eddie's sort of like generation, like group. You know what I mean? They're all around the same age, like Gus and Eddie, Drew Gooden, Danny Gonzalez, all those guys. Like they just sort of have their like it's like their generation. They're like their sort of circle of their sort of generation. And we're like we're 18, 19 now, and I'm seeing a lot of people that I know starting to make content like online, and it's like, is this the start of like our generation? Like,
Yeah, I see what you mean now. I thought you were trying to say like the generation of kind of like Smosh is a time capsule, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh no, yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you thought I meant, but
Yeah.
do you see what I mean? Like, our sort of the people who are literally in our birth generation, who are around our age.
Yeah.
When we get to like early 20s, mid 20s, is that gonna be like?
We're gonna become the next Minecraft.
Are we gonna become like the? I don't know. I don't want to set expectations for us and be like, oh, we're gonna be famous, but I don't know. It's just something to think about, you know, because where it's like each generation, like Smosh, their generation of YouTubers, who's what like Smosh, Nigahiga.
Yeah.
I'm watching Nigahiga.
That was like
Hey,
back
it's
when
Fred.
Vine was the thing, dude.
Yeah, fuck. Smosh, Nigahiga, Fred, Annoying Orange. Who else?
God, what else is there?
There were loads. There were the girl. What's her name? The girl.
Yeah, that's
the one
extremely
girl
like.
yeah. Fuck's her name? She's got dogs.
Jenna Marbles.
She's been Jenna Marbles. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been really consistent with her stuff, and she like apparently like I don't watch Jenna Marbles, but I've heard that like she's really like she has not let the fame get to her head.
Yeah, I will say, like, if my girlfriend is listening, then please stop because I'm extremely embarrassed. But, no, I'm joking. But she watches Jenna Marbles and she was, like, really upset that, like, because she stopped doing YouTube, for the time being at least, because... actually, because of, I think it was censorship, monetization, but also like...
Oh, that is fucking sad.
Yeah,
Fuck.
but also the drama around YouTube, and it's kind of like become a toxic place in a lot of cases.
I feel like YouTube drama as well. Like, you know, like when like the Rice Gum iDubbbz.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's sort of like, obviously, like, you know, that's a whole other thing to talk about. Like the whole Rice Gum iDubbbz thing.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing. But, like... that sort of like drama is people eat it up, and obviously they do.
Thing is, like, a lot of drama
people love
is
to pick
fake.
sides. Like it's like
Yeah.
like, but it's like,
Is that the pitchfork mindset? I'm not sure.
I don't know what that means. But,
Yeah. Who's to say?
yeah, it's like, yeah, who's to say? But it's like I feel like I feel like YouTube almost like kind of encourages that, because it's like, you know, it's like all publicity is good publicity, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fucking stupid. I would not be surprised if like.
I mean, a lot of drama is like just easily faked because
like the
of
KSI
how
Logan Paul beef thing.
Oh yeah,
well.
that dude.
Like,
a lot of that. Like, I think
one
of them was
they
fake.
both made
I
so
swear.
much money off of
exactly,
that. It's like,
exactly. So why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't
do
you
that?
let drama happen? So
We could do that, bro.
money?
If we build a small fan base, and then we
Yeah, and then
release
we
like
turn
this
on each
thing
other.
where it's like, oh, they don't like each other anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Like like when Smosh broke up.
oh fuck, I forgot
Remember
about
when that
that. I
happened?
literally forgot that Smosh did that.
Yeah, like Ian is like now Smosh is like a.
What is it like
a
now?
network.
Is it like
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. All I know is that Anthony Padilla
Yeah.
left and Ian stayed, and it's become like a network now, almost like Rooster Teeth. Smosh has sort of become like a sort of like Rooster Teeth type deal, where it's like a bunch of people
Wow. Yeah.
work in there, and they all create content, and they all create videos.
That's quite interesting.
And it's like I don't know.
I want to say something.
I can't judge and say that it's like, I was about to say it's like a shell of its former self, but I can't say
Yeah.
that because I haven't consumed any of it. So
I have not looked at Smosh in so long. One thing I want to say just before we move on from Smosh as a topic, back when it was released, right? I actually played a bit
Smosh?
of back when Smosh was released. No, I played a bit of Cyberpunk, right?
when Cyberpunk was
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, and I just wanted to quickly say, there's this, because I was trying to steal cars because I'm used to playing GTA, which we'll talk about in a different podcast.
Yeah.
But whatever. So I was trying to steal cars, and I genuinely thought, like, am I just stupid, or is this a little Easter egg from the creators? And there was a guy in a car that, like, you know, I tried to steal. And in Cyberpunk, you can, like, hold down left bumper on Xbox controller, even though I play it on PC. And you can, like, see the kind of general information and the name and age and stuff of people.
Oh, yeah.
Of civilians. And this guy, right, was called Antonio Padilla. And I was like, is that a reference to Smosh? Like, is that literally...
That's definitely...
That's what I thought. I was like, that's gotta be
reference.
Anthony Padilla. It's Antonio Padilla. Like, am I stupid?
No,
or is
100%,
that...
100%.
I just thought that was so funny, because it's like, Jesus, like... just in a game.
That's the kind of thing, though. If you're a game company, let's say if like fucking Cyberpunk actually came out and it was good,
yeah,
you know, that would have been like a little Easter egg, and it'd be like, oh look, Anthony Padilla, like you already know, like Mr. Boss for the Win would have made a video saying like, where to find Anthony Padilla in Cyberpunk. You know,
that's so fucking perfect, dude.
If you don't know who Mr. Boss for the Win is, I envy you.
Yeah,
if you don't understand why he's
you shouldn't try and find out who
shitty
he is.
Creator, then.
Yeah, I think we should talk about...
thing. We'll talk about that another
We'll
day.
talk about video games in a whole podcast.
Yeah, we'll do a whole video game
We
podcast,
love escaping real life from into video games.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. We're nearing, like, almost 2 hours now.
Jesus. I wonder if anybody has stuck around this far.
Yeah.
If you have, then
I would not be surprised
why?
if nobody's
Why are
listening to
you...
this as well.
Why are you putting yourself through this torture?
Yeah, if you are, why are you? Why are you? Are you just, like... Are you just that...
Are you asleep? Like, did you fall asleep to this? Who knows?
Oh, yeah, dude, I wanted to say, like, I said earlier about the statistics that I can see, like, on Anchor.
Does it say that half of your viewers fell asleep? Because that would be really funny.
That would be really funny. Well, we talked about this before, about the fact that, like, I have a friend in Canada. She knows who she is if she's listening to this episode. And she shared it. When I like posted the thing about the first episode, she shared it, and I was looking at the statistics, and it said that when it said 30 views, we had 30 views. It said that 30 listens, even not views. Jesus Christ! It said that we had 10% of our listeners were from Canada. So shout out our Canadian listeners.
Jesus, man, 10%.
And so like if that's true, if that statistic is true, then that means that like 2 people that we don't know from Canada, because I only know one person.
Wait, that means that we have an international influence.
We have an international audience.
Yeah, but influence is a powerful word.
Wow. Well, I don't know if we influence anyone, but we've got
we influence them to listen to it. So
yeah, it's true.
Theoretically, we have an international.
That's kind of cool. If you're like one of those 2 Canadian people who listen to the podcast.
That we don't know.
Last episode.
Yeah.
That we don't know. It's really cool.
That is really cool, actually. Thanks for clicking.
Thank everyone for listening. I think that's a good segue to fucking end this episode. Thanks for listening.
Ha ha ha. Thanks for...
Yeah.
I don't know why I do that. I do that a lot. Like the sarcastic laugh.
Ha ha ha.
Like ha ha.
Yeah.
Or just saying lol.
What, are you going to properly laugh? Oh.
That's disgusting. Properly laughing.
But yeah, I think we should end this episode because I need to go to the bathroom.
Discord cut out as... I'm not even joking. Discord cut out as you said that. All I heard was we should end it because I need to go to the...
Oh, I need to go to the bathroom.
Interesting.
To take a whiz.
Well...
I didn't want to go like mid-episode.
Yeah, well, that would be...
I'm drinking a lot of water because I've been doing a lot of talking.
That would be quite awkward, like, if you just went, you know, mid-episode.
What, if I just left?
No, just went, like... in your seat.
What, to the bathroom, like in my chair?
Yeah. Well, no, you didn't go to the bathroom. You
awkward.
just went in your chair, like.
Oh, what if I took my chair to the bathroom?
Why not? Maybe you took the bathroom to your chair and then you.
It's up to interpretation.
Yeah, it's what is it? Ambiguous, artistic.
Yeah, ambiguous ending.
Yeah, this is what the podcast.
Speaking of which.
Okay. You said ending.
I think we should end it here.
Okay. Well.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening. If you have been listening this far,
it's going to get better. By the way,
people who listened to the first episode.
Yeah, our quality and our structure and organization and interest is going to get better. If you're sitting here like, why am I listening to these guys? These guys are shit. Yeah. Maybe come back in like 5 episodes. You know, we'll be great.
We do want to start churning out like a few episodes to get a couple more episodes under our belt.
Yeah.
Before we start doing it like in a regular time frame kind of thing, like once a week or something like that, I kind of want to just start like churning out a few episodes to get used to the system, to get used to like recording and editing and all that jazz.
Yeah, definitely. But when you say churning, it kind of sounds like McDonald's.
Yeah, that makes it sound. I was gonna say it makes it sound like it's like I'm not putting any effort into them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's
it makes it sound like we're just output. Like we're just sort of like screaming into a mic and then just like handing it off.
Yeah,
which is
that's
not
what I mean. Like McDonald's.
We want to with this whole podcast. We want to put effort into it, and we want it to be good, and we want it to have polish, and we want it to be something that people feel comfortable listening to.
Yeah.
Except for when we talk about uncomfortable topics.
Yeah, exactly. When people, I don't know. I was literally about to say something, but I just forgot. So whatever. Like.
Yeah, that's it. It's been a good episode.
How are we supposed to end it though?
Yeah, it's true. I don't know how we're supposed to end it. Maybe we both just go silent, and then that's just the end of the episode.
That would be.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, no, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.